Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. This is Scott with Comic Book Hangover, and we're going to be going through another round of hashtag Signature Sunday books. Again, this is something that I like to do every Sunday, where instead of just posting pictures of my signed books, I do a little video, kind of, so you actually see them in motion, so to speak, and if there's any kind of cool stories that goes behind them. Sometimes you get a really interesting story behind a signature book. Anybody who has books signed knows what I'm talking about. This is an opportunity to sort of share those stories. So this week I am doing my graded books. I've only got 5 graded books. I'm not like I know a lot of people are really into the whole graded thing, but I'm slow on the pickup. There's very few books that I really see the need to get graded. There's some that I do because of protection. The first one here is one of them. This is Infinity Gauntlet #1. This is signed by George Perez and Jim Starlin. This is a CBCS graded book at a 9.4. Take it or leave it as far as like the grading goes. I'm not really too much into the whole grading thing, but this book here, it's aside from it being signed, when I started collecting comic books in 1990, this in 91, I believe, became the first event book that I ever read. So this was my introduction to the concept of events. This was also my introduction to the greater Marvel Universe. Before this, it was just Ghost Rider for me and a few other books that he would cross over into. If he wasn't in it, I really didn't read it. I think about this time I was also reading Darkhawk too. So this was my first event. It was amazing. It's still my #1 favorite event, despite its overuse lately. The whole idea of the Infinity Gauntlet and Thanos, in my opinion, they've been overused lately, so they don't have the impact they used to have. But this is back where it all started. So Infinity Gauntlet #1, signed by Perez and Starlin, 9.4. Next one is it's a sketchbook. It's a sketch cover, but it is signed. I know I didn't take any of these out of their plastic bags. There's one that doesn't actually have a plastic bag anymore, but I just kind of kept them in the plastics because I just don't want to lose them anymore. So this is excuse me. This is Punisher #1. This is from the 2011 series, I think, and I took it to Detroit Fanfare, I believe it was, and Vince Locke, one of my favorite artists and a super nice guy. If you ever see Vince Locke at a show, definitely go look at his table. At least say hi to him. He's a very nice guy. Does amazing artwork. I asked him to do a zombie cover for me on this, and he wound up doing this. Didn't charge me for it. So, like I said, a really awesome guy. And I always try to make it a point to buy something from him. Anytime I get a sketch from him, anytime I get a sketch from any artist, I always try to buy something from them as well. But he did this for me. I absolutely love it. There's been a couple of times where I've thought about having to sell it off because you get to those points in your life where you need money, and sometimes these things you can get a nice chunk of change from them. But fortunately, I haven't gotten to the point where I actually have to sell it because I really would hate to depart with this one. So Vince Locke, Punisher #1, zombie sketch cover. And next up, this is probably my #1 favorite sketch cover, signature cover of all time. This is Doug. I know I'm going to mispronounce his last name, so I'm just going to say Paskowitz. He does Arsenic Lullabies, which is one of the best dark humor books on the market today. He's been self-publishing that book for a very, very long time, like 20 years or something like that. And it's definitely not a book for everybody. It's a book for those of us who do enjoy dark humor and really, really dark jokes. Complex dark jokes. So this one was the death of Superman, death of Ultimate Superman, or Spider-Man, sorry, death of Ultimate Spider-Man. So Peter Parker dies in this issue. I asked just for a quick Spider-Man-esque with the fetus. This is the zombie fetus. It's one of his characters used. Actually, I have another sketch cover that you'll see the character that uses the zombie fetuses. But he did this for me overnight, and I got it graded that weekend. Again, it was also at Detroit Fanfare. This is a 9.8. Sketch cover, signature cover. So my absolute all-time favorite. It would have to be a very, very desperate situation for me to part with this book. This is my all-time favorite one. And following that is going to be the Halloween Comic Fest Zombie Tramp versus Dollface, sort of a preview issue. I think this is one of the first appearances of Dollface. this gal right here. She's one of my favorite characters from Action Lab. Unfortunately, the book, I don't know if it's still going or not. It's been, God, we got to be coming up on a year between issues. But got this one signed by Dan Mendoza. A little remark there in the corner box. Now, this isn't one that I got done myself. This was actually done by my good friend Cody Lockwood from Lockwood's Loot. He's real close friends with Mr. Mendoza. And this was actually a gift from him to me. So this is another one that it's going to be a very, very, very desperate situation if I ever want to part with this. So I'm actually saying that for a reason, because there are occasions where I do share these online, Twitter and Facebook or whatever, and then people ask me how much I want to sell them for. So I'm just making it known that these are really not for sale. These are mine. I'm intending on keeping them for a very long time. But this was awesome. This was actually my first Mendoza signature. I think it is. Yeah, this is my first Mendoza signature. My first little remark down there as well. So really cool, really fun. And last up this week is The Walking Dead, issue 163. Now this is a cover that just had the zombies down here. You see Rick's little claw thingy there, and the rest of this was just blank. And it became, like, at least in my area, it became the book that people like to pick up because it was the best thing to get sketches in. And again, Douglas did this one for me. Now this is Voodoo Joe. This is one of his characters with one of his zombie fetuses, and he uses the zombie fetuses to carry out acts of revenge. If you really want to know more and really have an interest as to why he uses zombie fetuses, check out Arsenic Lullabies. There's a bunch of trades out there that are available, a bunch of collections, and he's always at shows. So if you ever see him, check his stuff out. He's a great artist and just a really interesting guy, and he is a really nice guy too. But he did this one for me at Grand Rapids last year, Grand Rapids Comic Con, and it was just another one. I just wanted a little quick thing, but as always, he goes above and beyond. Now this one and the Zombie Tramp one, they're CBCS, but they're graded under the art specification. So you don't actually get a number, just get an art thing there, because this is the ones that you get done because you enjoy the art and you want to protect the piece. So now those are all the books I'm going to be sharing this week. My graded books, signature art, signature, what do you call them, sketch covers. So that's it. So we're going to wrap this up. Probably one of my shorter videos. So again, if you like this video, go ahead and comment, subscribe, share. If you're doing these kind of videos, comment and put it down in the comment section below. Give me a link to your page. I would love to see other people's sketch covers and other people's signature covers, and kind of hear any kind of interesting stories that are behind them. So once again, it's going to be hashtag Signature Sunday. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on Thursday with another weekly haul review. See ya.